Hello everybody, welcome to Review a Day episode number 36 for Wednesday, September the 17th, 2008. Hello everybody, welcome to Review a Day, the daily video blog where I review a movie 7 days a week. My name is Leland Brunger and thank you very much for joining me. The film I'm going to review for you guys today is a film called Wristcutters, A Love Story. This film is written and directed by Goran Dukas, and the film stars Patrick Fugit, Shannon Sossamon, Shea Whigham, Leslie Bibb, and Tom Waits. This film is about Patrick Fugit. In the film, in the first scene, he kills himself, and instead of going to heaven or hell or wherever you think you're going, you go to another version of our world, which is exactly the same, but a little bit more boring, more inane, and he's working like a job at a pizza place. He finds out that his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, who he killed himself over, had killed herself afterwards, and that she is also in this world too. So him and his Russian buddy hop in the car, and they set out to find her. Along the way, they run with a girl who is looking for the people who are running this kind of world, because she says that she killed herself accidentally and she wants out. And they also run into Tom Waits, who plays this strange guy who has some sort of camp where miracles happen and strange things like that. There's a lot of really supernatural things in this film, which I think people should know going into it. Everyone still has like the wounds and scars from when they killed themselves. No one can smile. His Russian buddy has like a black hole in the bottom of his car, so anytime someone drops something, it goes down a black hole. And I think Wristcutters is best when it's not really dealing with those things. They didn't really work for me most of the film. I actually spent a lot of the time I spent watching this wondering if this film had been better if they had gotten rid of those, or if it would have just been too boring. But I just, a lot of the time I was like, what is the point of this? It felt like Dead Like Me on Showtime, or the HBO series 6 Feet Under. It was dealing with a lot of those same kind of ideas. It just didn't pull it off as well, I don't think. But what really sets this film apart from things like that, like Dead Like Me and 6 Feet Under, is that this film is a love story, obviously, that I think is actually pretty good. I think it's a pretty strong little story. I think without that element in this film, it would have totally fallen apart. I wouldn't have liked it at all. I'm sure that Patrick Fugit is a charming guy in real life, and I'm sure he does all right with the ladies, but the women who are cast opposite him in this film, I did not buy them at all for love interests. Leslie Bibb and Shannon Sossamon are these two like really skinny model type women, and if you're gonna cast someone like Patrick Fugit, who really has that boy next door kind of quality to him, I think you should cast the women accordingly. I think his love interest in Saved was very appropriate. In this film, I just didn't buy it. Yeah. And some of the supernatural stuff, which I felt very tacked on to me and didn't really work, really serves as a way to have a satisfying ending. The whole no smiling thing and the black hole really play into the ending of this film. And while I think they're good because I think they help give a more satisfying ending, I also think that it's just like setting up pins and knocking them down in the very final shot of this film. Like I said, if this film didn't have the ending it did, I wouldn't have liked it. I wouldn't have found this film to be satisfying. And the fact that they can't smile, I think, limits the performances across the board. It's like, you can do anything, but you can't smile, which is such a human thing to do. I wasn't particularly blown away by any of the performances, and I was wondering if that was because or they couldn't smile, but I mean, I like Patrick Fugit as much as the next person, but his acting range really hasn't increased much from his Almost Famous days. The last bit of the movie, kind of, Will Arnett comes into it, who's a very funny guy, but that part of the film fell apart for me. But the kind of last act of it, it just didn't work for me. It felt hokey and kind of corny, and I didn't understand. On one hand, I think the supernatural elements don't work, but I also think maybe if they had developed them more and worked them into the script better, it would have come across better. This is a fine movie. I give it a 3 out of 5. If you're interested in seeing it, I definitely think it's worth checking out. I'm sure there's some people who are really going to like this film. For me personally, I liked it, didn't love it. If you guys are liking my reviews, make sure and subscribe. If you have any recommendations on any films you'd like to see me review, leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.